we all know the story of Derrick Henry's high school record-breaking game after game after game. So what was it about Tuscaloosa that got the opportunity to get you there?
I think just by the way they played, I thought I fit, in perfect by, how they play. Watching them on TV and talking to Coach Saban, talking to the coaches and the players they recruited and how they play. I thought it was the best fit for me coming out of high school.
We always speak about the Alabama running back you, but what about the brotherhood behind the scenes? I mean, yes, it's competitive, but everybody seems to get along and help one another.
Yeah, we definitely get along, because we're going through it, all together. So, we all gonna need each other. So, we definitely were close at school. We definitely hung out a lot, and we love going to battle and it's time to go play.
So many competitive practices. We got a bunch of first-round picks going up against a bunch of first-round picks every day at an Alabama practice. What was the first moment you realized I can have some success here?
At practice, we had a period team run. That was like a game. So every practice, we knew we had to bring it as far as running backs and going against the defense. And Coach Saban was a defensive-minded coach, so he paid attention to what they did, and it was like a game. So we had to make sure we had to bring it each and every day. We were at practice going against the defense. So I think that was the most fun part, most exciting part every day at practice, just going up against those guys, knowing that we have first-round picks and guys that were going to play at a high level each and every day.
What did that do for your confidence after the draft?
Playing at a high level, playing at Alabama, it's just like running like the NFL. So I knew it was going to be a big adjustment because they run a program just like the NFL, and it was going to be a little bit of adjustment, not too much. And it's just a great program, for kids who want to go there and get a great experience, win some championships, and bring some trophies home.
And what about the atmosphere there? I mean, the atmosphere in Tuscaloosa on game day, the whole world shuts down, it seems, to go support the Crimson Tide. Did that affect you playing in some bigger stadiums in the NFL, knowing that you've already been in some of the loudest places ever?
Alabama, I mean, that's their pro team. That's the only team in Tuscaloosa, so they're all for Alabama, 24/7, 365. So, going to NFL, I knew it wouldn't be stadiums like college stadiums. I mean, that's just how the NFL is. But, I definitely reminisce on those memories being in Alabama, cherish them, and definitely a fun time all the years I was there.
And you go from being the man in high school, breaking every record there is to break. You're the man in college, accomplish anything you really can accomplish. And what's that transition, that first day of OTAs, from being the man for the last 10 years to, hey, we're paying you, but we don't know you around here?
Time to get to work. Time to start over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to work my way back up. That was my whole mindset, Time to start over. I've done it before, so just had to get to work.
And what was the biggest challenge in that first OTAs or first training camp?
Getting adjusted, and figuring out everything. It's not like college or high school. You're not in school no more. It's your job. So you're leaving there, you're going home, and you're coming back. So it was a different approach. You got to grow up, man. It's a grown man business.
What advice would you give to a rookie right now who just finished up his last college season, getting ready for the combine, getting ready for the draft? It's about to be the most hectic couple months of their life. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to embrace the moment. You don't get this time back. It's a great opportunity. God has blessed you tremendously. Always keep the people who always supported you through high school, since you start playing sports, around you. Embrace the moment. Don't rush it. It's just a special moment for you and your family. That's God blessing you, what you've been dreaming of as a kid, just take it all in. And then when that time happens, it's time to go to work. Come in there with the right attitude and just work hard and let everything else take care of itself.
The running back position is changing so drastically over these last couple of years. It seems like every running back needs to be a receiver as well. You need to be able to line up in the slot, line up as a wideout. Not that you can't do those things, but do you take pride in the fact of being one of the last true bruisers?
I know people say all that. I just really focus on doing my job. As far as me being, mentioned, that conversation with old school backs, that's just something that I think is really cool, but I don't try to get too caught up in it. But just being mentioned with those old school backs, I think that's something that I always dreamed of, having an opportunity, to have my name mentioned with those guys as a kid. It's just so cool.
Like we spoke about earlier, game day in Tuscaloosa is something special. Compare game day in Tuscaloosa to game days now as you're going to an NFL game.
It's definitely different because in Tuscaloosa, we all get on the bus and we all drive, to the stadium, and then we had the Walk of Champions where we walked through the crowd and go into the locker room. So it's definitely different. NFL, you drive yourself. You gotta make sure you be there at a set time, and it's just a grown man business. So it's a different approach. But college, that's just something that only happens once. So when you look back on it, it's like, man, that was so cool, and you definitely miss it.
When you think back to your days at Alabama, what's the first memory that pops up?
Hard work. We just work hard. Wasn't no shortcuts. That's how Coach Saban runs this program. So it was just a lot of hard work. And some of the guys going to school, we always talk about how we used to have those conversations about how much work it is and how much time we put in, to finally get a national championship when we were there.
So we hear so much about the weight room, the blood, the sweat, Saban screaming at you every which way. What's something that you guys did that people don't see? Because if it wasn't fun, people wouldn't keep coming, right?
Coach Saban joked with us at practice. I think we just all had a good time. Whenever we were away, we'll spend, we'll all hang out and do things like that. But when we were in the building, it was just time to lock in. And I think that was just, what Coach Saban built around that attitude, that commitment and, all the things he preached about. We all respected that and we knew what we had to do since we walked in that building. So I think it was just all a mindset, as far as us as players.
The running back position is as treasured as any other position on the field, and some guys come from college into the NFL and have success right away. Some take a couple years. You had your success right away. What qualities does it take to make an immediate impact?
If you just work on, what you need to do, to be an elite running back in the NFL, which we all know that is, being able to run, be efficient in that, be a playmaker, make plays, without running the ball, pass catching ability, and then blocking protection. You're not always gonna have the ball in here. You gotta protect the quarterback just so they can throw and make plays, and give you a different versatility as far as the offense. So I think you have all those qualities. You got your head on right, you work hard, and represent your organization well. I think you'd be fine.
That running back quarterback relationship is a special one. What would you say to a young rookie coming in now to help that chemistry? Because you guys got to be on the same page every single play.
Just listen to what he tells you. Ask for advice. Ask him what he sees. And protect him. That's the big thing. You gotta protect your quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big thing. You protect your quarterback, he'll love you forever.
USC has fight on. LSU's always barking about the Tigers. Tell me what Roll Tide means to you.
Roll Tide, that's just some dogs. That's all that is. Roll Tide. I think people hear Roll Tide, they know what time it is. They ain't gotta take too much. I think I play speak for it. So you hear Roll Tide. I think people don't like to hear it unless you're a Bama fan.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier. There's a Saban that the world sees, and then there's a Saban that the players see. What's a time where you saw the lighter side of things?
In practice, if we doing something or like our special teams or during a period where I'm not involved in, he just like to talk.
Yeah.
He just like to talk about how he used to play, or he would lit me up if he played. But yeah, that's just joking, just laughing at him, just joking at practice. But yeah.